Yo, Big Daddy Gives, and I'm here today with a two-part video, basically to tell you, what I picked up last week and what I picked up this week. I'm also going to review what I picked up last week, the new comic book week of February 9th, 2022. I'm also going to review those, and then for February 16th, I haven't read them yet. I just finished bagging and boarding them, and I'll show you what I got, at least. So for the first part, February 9th, what did I get? Maestro, World War M. Dope book. I really liked it. Good introduction to the character, to the world. I know it's like the third run of a three-part series of miniseries from, I don't know the author's name. His last name's David, but I think it's Peter David. Is that right? Okay, I don't know. But it's really good. I really liked that issue. Probably actually was my pick of the week for last week. At least as far as, new stuff that I got. And I say new as in new stories, I guess. Alright, and then my next pick was Avengers 53. I picked this up. I wasn't planning on picking up Avengers, like, really ever. But there was a lot of speculation on the book, value-wise. And I actually really liked it, even though it was the third issue of I don't know how many parts, but I like a mini arc within the story, within the Avengers run. I thought I wasn't lost or anything. Like, I didn't know the characters very well. Like, there's like a teenage Thor, or not Thor. There's like a teenage Thanos, and he seems fun, I guess, interesting. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, it's a cool book, and I think I'm going to continue the series. And I picked up this one from Teeny Howard. It's Secret X-Men #1, which is thankfully a one-shot. This book is doo-doo. It's the worst comic book I've read so far, and I've read probably, I would say I've read probably 100 books, at least 100. It's the worst one I've read so far. Like, it's not good. It was boring. It was too many words. None of the words mattered. It was like, I don't know. It was like reading an old newspaper. I just felt like, okay, well, I don't care about any of this. It was almost like they just, I know they had a vote for who was going to be the X-Men, and I almost feel like they just took the characters who almost made it to the vote, and they just stuck them together and made a one-shot, and it just was not entertaining. And that's unfortunate. If a one-shot's anything, it should be entertaining, because it's a one-shot. You're only getting one. Like, it was a bad book, and Teeny Howard was the writer, and I'm probably going to avoid her in the future. Not to be rude, but this is how I feel. Alright, and then Spider-Verse #2, Facsimile, the Gwen Stacy Spider-Woman. It's an older book, early 2000s, I think, but it's the first appearance of Gwen Stacy as Spider-Woman. I had to pick it up, trying to grow my collection, but I only want, like, I don't want to just buy a whole bunch of back issues, and then I know this one is not even, like, affordable anyways. It's like, for a really good condition one, it's like really expensive. So, alright, the next book I got from last week was Radiant Black 12, and I felt gypped on this book. And the reason why is not because it's not a good book. It is a great book. I really liked it, really enjoyed the story. I feel gypped because it should not be Radiant Black 12. It should be called Radiant Pink 1 or 0, maybe. It's a really good book, really good character. I didn't really care about her before, and now she's probably my third favorite character in this Radiant Black universe, following, the main two, who Radiant Black original and, the new Radiant Black. I like her more than Radiant Red. But it's a cool story, and Kyle Higgins apparently did something really cool, and got a content creator to help him write the story, because the character Radiant Pink, the girl herself, before, her alter ego, I should say, she is a content creator. She streams like on Twitch, and it was really cool. It made it like authentic. And usually I think stories like that, where a writer tries to imitate like streamers, content creators, social media, etc., it usually comes off really cringy and just like not good, like, or just weird, like almost like, why is this 60-year-old person like trying to use like 15-year-old kid lingos. It's weird, but this is really good, and they did a great job. And that was an ingenious tactic of hiring, or I hope she got paid or whatever, hiring a streamer, content creator to help writing the story. There was even like a couple of, I think there was more than one, like Twitch chat art panels. They were funny, very like realistic and authentic, true to Twitch chat. All right, and then I actually got a back issue last week, and it was like my first. It's not a major key. It's a minor key, but it's like my biggest key, I guess, so far. And it has a little bit of speculation on it that I was like, I'm speccing this book, and I'm going to pick up this book because I think it's going to go places, and I really hope it does. But if it doesn't, that's cool. It's still a cool book to have. I got the first edition, or first issue of the Rise of the Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider 28. It's still in the poly bag that comics used to come in. I don't understand why they don't do that anymore. I guess it's too much of a hassle. Creates too much waste, maybe. But I thought that was a cool spec, especially, next month the Marvel's Midnight Suns video game is supposed to come out. Haven't really heard anything too much about it lately, but apparently that's supposed to come out, and hopefully, obviously, I hope it is amazing, and maybe it'll make the spec on this book go up with the value. Maybe it'll rise up. If not, that's cool. I don't really care. I think that's cool. It's a cool book. Cool cover. I like that it's still in the original poly bag. It's got posters inside of it apparently, so that's dope. I like it. And then the last thing I got for last week is King the Conqueror, which I have not read, and this is what I was talking about when I said I haven't read everything. I haven't read this trade yet because I'm like, I still got 2 other trades in front of it to read. Well, 1, I guess. This would be number 2, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna read this as soon as I catch up to another series, which I'm about to talk about for this week's pickups. I've heard the King and the Conqueror story though is really good, so I was like, oh, I'll pick it up on trade. Let's go with this week's books. So part 2 of this series, or this video, is the books that I picked up this week. Now I'm not going to review any of these books because I haven't read them yet, but I might have something to share about them, at least my experience. Okay, Thor 22. This is what I was talking about. I'm currently on the 3rd volume of the trades. I'm on like issue 15 or something like that, and I also missed issue 20 because everybody bought it, and I didn't even know what a pull list was at the time actually, and I didn't have it pulled, so I went to the comic book shop, tried to pick it up. They didn't have it, and now I have issue 20 second printing on my pull list, so hopefully I get that. I think he said that my comic book guy, I think he said next week is when it's supposed to drop. I thought it was supposed to drop this week, but it didn't, but that's okay because I still have to catch up anyways. Alright, so we got that. Thor 22. The story's really good so far. Is where I'm at is trying to kind of figure out what the 3rd volume is actually about. It seems like the abandonment of the hammer has kind of started, and like he can't pick up the hammer and stuff like that. So I'm guessing this God of Hammers thing is kind of spinning off of that, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm liking it so far though. Hulk 4. I really, really wanted that Gwen Stacy Rogue cover, but they didn't have it. My comic book store's Marvel shipment apparently got damaged, like most of it did. There's a few books that made it safely, fortunately. And yeah, I'm excited for this book. Story's been really interesting so far. And fun more than anything, which I'm glad it's not just like me big dumb Hulk green guy smash like story, because that's kind of how I figured a Hulk story was going to be, but it's been good. It's been like actually thought provoking and like just out there. It's wild. Alright. Spider-Man 89. I picked up Spider-Man 88. Oh wait, that's Spider-Man 89. I picked up Spider-Man 88 2 weeks ago. Wasn't planning on it, but apparently there was a bunch of spec on it because the Goblin Queen. I was like, okay, that seems cool. I read it, loved it. Don't want to do a weekly series though. That's one of my biggest things, is like I don't want to jump into a weekly series, because then I'm going to have to drop other books for a weekly book. I'd rather have monthly stories, at least like every 3 weeks, right? But I didn't pick up the 88 Beyond. I skipped it. Picked up this to continue. I want to collect at least the Goblin Queen mini arc, because I think it's only going to be like 3 or 4 issues. So I'm excited to read that. Iron Fist #1. Now I don't know too much about Iron Fist, the original Iron Fist at least, because this is a new Iron Fist. Looks interesting. I'm excited to give it a shot. I don't know too much. Like I said, I don't know too much about Iron Fist. I haven't seen the show, which I've heard is not that good from some. Some others say that they really like it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I just finished actually Daredevil season 2, so I'm gonna watch it eventually. Yeah, so I'm excited. And then Venom 1 Peach Momoko variant, because Peach Momoko is awesome, and I don't have any of these Venom series. I was actually going to trade weight this, but there was spec on 5, because I guess there's a new symbiote or something. So I picked up that, and then I saw this behind it, and I was like, ooh, Peach Momoko. So I picked them up. Both covers. Both are basically cover buys. Well, this one was a spec buy, but I really liked the cover on it. Really like influenced my decision. And then this one, I like Peach Momoko. So I picked up X-Men 8. I'm not caught up with the series yet. I'm trade waiting the first 6 volumes because my store didn't have all of them when I started this comic book collecting journey, but X-Men's like my favorite thing, so I wanted to get caught up. So I'm trade waiting for 1 through 6. I have 7 and 8. And I think the trade is supposed to come out the same week that 9 drops. I think it's like the 2nd week of March or something like that. Batman the Night #2. I'm excited for that one. Apparently he's in Paris now. I guess he's training or something. I don't know. Back issue. Peach Momoko, Demon Days, X-Men Creator's Cut. I thought this was gorgeous. And it's a Creator's Cut, so there's like extra stuff in there, I guess. It's pretty thick. It looks awesome. I don't know if I'm gonna open this or not, if I'm gonna read it digitally, or I don't know. We'll see. It looks cool. And then another back issue, I bought this one, Batman, the next Batman Second Son issue #2, because there's like very, very minor key spec in it. I guess there's like a new rat catcher or something like that. I just thought it looked cool. He's kind of like Black Panther man. I don't know. Yeah, he looks cool. I'll give it a shot. I'll read it. See if I enjoy it, and then maybe I'll pick up the series. And then the last thing I got was Moon Knight trade. So this is 3rd in line. I've heard really great things about this series so far, but yeah, I was behind on the game, so at least of collecting the early issues. So I decided to trade weight, and I probably would have done that anyways. Oh, excuse me. I probably would have done that anyways, just because I'm not like a huge Moon Knight fan. Like, he's cool, but it's kind of like Ghost Rider for me. Like, not a huge fan, but he's cool. And that's it for me. What did you get this week?